Merry meet, fiber magicians. Today we're going to talk about snacks. I've been making lots of these snacks. That's what they started calling them on Facebook. They're about 3 feet long. Okay. This is for sewing it to the hat. I use them for my snake hats. But you can also just make them like this. People like to have a snake. They can wear it around their neck or they can tie it in a knot. The only difference between making them for a hat and making them for real life, I guess, is stuffing. When you make it for the hat, you only stuff the head. See, these are all empty so that they can be sewn on the hat and not add any more weight to the hat. But if you wanted to just have a snake to play with, you would stuff as you go, but very lightly so you can still move it around. And then you would fasten off down here instead of leaving this long tail for sewing. All right. You can make these as long or as short as you like. You can put them on anything, really. Be nice on a bag. And all you need is some 4-ply yarn. I'm going to make one now in this Super Saver ombre. This is called hot sauce. So it's going to automatically change colors as I go, so I don't have to stop and start. This could also be a very nice scrappy project if you want to use up all your ends and just make the crazy snake. Chaos snake, just like from your chaos cakes. Okay, let's start with a slip knot. And I'm using a size H hook, but again, depends on how fat you want your snake to be. You can use any yarn, any hook, but you're going to get a different size snake. So have fun with it, play with it. I think a tiny snake would be nice as a bookmark. I just thought of that. Okay, you're also going to need some eyes. Now you can sew on the eyes. These are buttons. Pretty cool. Or you can use eyes like this that snap on. These are going to be hot sauce's eyes. Or you could just embroider them on at the end if you want. It's up to you. All right, chain 2 and put 8 single crochets in the second chain from the hook. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now pull that tight. Get rid of that hole. All right, so we're not going to slip stitch into the next stitch. We're going to work this in spirals because it gets easier because you're going to be doing a long spiral for the snake's body. So it's just easier just to spiral around instead of doing row after row or round after round. So you've got 2, 4, 6, 8. So now you go around again, 1 in each one to make his tight little nose. 1 single crochet in each stitch around. Seven and 8. Okay, now make sure you turn that little nose right side out. There's his little nose. See? Easy. And now you go around again. This time you increase every other stitch. So you're going to do 1, and then in the next one you're going to do 2. And 1, and 2, and 1, and 2, and 1, and 2. And that's all the way around. Now you can start using a stitch marker now if you want. If it's just this first nose part that you're going to be counting stitches, so sometimes I just it's not for very long, so I don't worry about it. This little end you can use as a stitch marker. You can just stick that out if you have nothing else. Okay, so now you just go around without increasing. It should be 12 single crochets. That should get you back around to that piece of yarn that's sticking out. I like to use a piece of yarn for my stitch marker. Usually I'll use a piece of contrasting yarn to make sure that I see it when I come around. And then you can just move it up as you go. See? So you're back around to this stitch, your first stitch, and that nose is getting pointier. And now you increase after 2 regular stitches. Okay, so you make 1, 2, and then 2 in the next one. That's your increase. 1, 2, and 2 in the next one. 1, 2, 2 in the next one. 1, 2, and 2 in the next one. And it's a pattern of 4. 4 pattern repeats 4 times, so it's not hard to do it without a stitch marker. Oh, but you never know. You could be watching TV. A real good part comes on, and then you're like, where am I? Okay, here I am. All right, now I go around again without increasing, 16 single crochets. And, we remember from making witches' hats or cornucopias or anything like that, whenever you increase every other round, you get a cone. Easy as that. Simple geometry. So you go all the way around without increasing. There's only one more increase in this. You're going to do 3 single crochets and then an increase. All right? And you'll have 20 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and increase. 1, 2, 3, and increase. 1, 2, 3, and increase. And one more time, because there's our stitch marker over here. 1, 2, 3, and increase. And I know that leaving the stitch marker where it was is not making it an exact science, but this is a sneck, okay? All snecks in nature are a little bit different, so don't beat yourself up if it's 21 stitches or 19. That's just your sneck, okay? So now let's go around 20 times. 1, not 20 times, 20 stitches. 2, 3, wait, you'll go around more than 20. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now this is a perfect time to add your eyes. Right there, and probably there. And there again. Not an exact science, but with these snap-ons, nice thing that you can do, right, is you can put them where you think you want them, and then take a look at your snake and say, oh, yeah, okay. That's nice. See how his little personality comes out? Now you can start talking to him as you're finishing up. You know, you can say, hey, Mr. Snek, how you doing? All right, I like that. I'm going to put those in place. Some of these are very hard to snap on, but this one's not so bad. All right. Now, you're going to go around 3 times with the 20 single crochets, and you can use this eye as a stitch marker. So you come around 1, 2, 3, and then the head will be big enough. But if you want a bigger head, you can put another round on there. If you want a smaller head, you can just put 2 rounds. You know? All right, so while I'm putting on 60 stitches, what should we talk about? What you been working on lately? Could you leave a comment for me? Like and subscribe and leave a comment. That would be awesome. Tell me what you're working on, what you like about crocheting best. I don't know what you'd put about not liking crocheting. I can't imagine there's anything not to like about crocheting. See, I'm around 1 time now. Easy peasy. Maybe that there's not enough time to crochet. The only thing I don't like about crocheting is there's not enough time to do it, to do all that I want to do. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to make 20 of these, and then I realize that's going to take time. These snake hats, the last show that I took these snake hats to, I sold 10 snake hats, and the only reason why I sold 10 is because that's all I had was 10. I think if I had 15, I would have sold 15. So I got work to do. Sometimes I just like to make a whole pile of snakes, and then I'll just start making hats. The next video that I make is going to be about the hat, because I know there's a hat pattern in my book, this book. See the hat on the front? But this is like a taller hat that's meant to stretch out and be shaped. These hats are shorter. They get wider quicker, right? Which also makes the brim look wider, even though this is the same brim that's on that hat. This brim looks wider because the hat is shorter. It's like physics. So it's just perfect to wrap a little sneck around, I think. All right, we're getting there. Coming around town. So I'm going to do one and show you the basis of doing a hat to put your snake on. This is also the hat that I put my pollinators on. I have a vine hat band that I'll curl around just like the snake. And then you can put flowers, butterflies, dragonflies, bees, So there's 1, 2, and now I'm coming around again. And I've gone around 3 times. And that is a big enough head. See? That is a big enough head. So now let's put some stuffing in this head. It's just regular fiberfill. Fiberfill is the most expensive part of the snake nowadays, isn't it? It costs more than the yarn. This fill I got were from some pillows. We bought some pillows, and we didn't like them because they were like, you'd lay your head on them and they'd squash down to nothing. There was like nothing to them. So when we took them apart, it's because it was all kinds of pieces of this fluff that was in it. So my husband said, okay, that's going to be Sneks. And we're going to buy some firmer pillows. So get creative with your materials, If you have some pillows that you're not using, make beautiful stuffing. There he is. Hello, hot sauce. How are you? All right, let me show you the neck. So now you're just going to decrease, which here's a single crochet decrease, right? Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up, and then yarn over and pull through all 3, and you've turned 2 stitches into 1. See that? And then in the next stitch you just do a single. Then you do another decrease. Then you do another single. Then you do another decrease. And you do another single. And you're going to continue this pattern until you only have 9 stitches left. Now if you want a little fatter snake, you can do it until you have 10 stitches left. But I think a hat band, this is 9 stitches left, so it makes quite a difference between the head and the body. See? All right. So decrease and hello you, and single, and decrease and single, and decrease. See, I'm coming around to where I was decreasing. It's not going to be just one row around. It's going to be as long as it takes until you get the amount of stitches that you want. See here? And decrease and single and decrease. I think it's about time to count. Let's see, where are we? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So 2 more decreases. Decrease. So we've almost gone around twice. And single and decrease and single. Let's count them now. Remember, you count those V's. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 stitches. There you go. And now you just go around and around and around and around and around. This is some good mindless TV binging. You know, once you get to this part now, there's no counting. There's no keeping track of rounds. You're just working in a spiral until your snake is as long as you want it to be. And I have an ottoman that's in front of my chair where I crochet, and it's 36 inches wide, right? So I just use that ottoman to measure my snake, and when the snake can lay across that ottoman, then I'm done. So you might want to do your arm span if you want a really long snake. Depends on how tall you are. My snake would only be 5 foot tall, 5 foot long, but yours might be longer. Or just eyeball it, or till the head hits the floor, or what, I don't know. You just think of something so that they are all approximately the same length if you're making a product, to sell in a craft show. If you're just making a snake, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be. But it's nice to make things more uniform if you're going to sell them. So it doesn't even need any more stuffing. This is enough stuffing, see here, for the head to stand up, and then you just take that long tail and you just sew the snake to the hat, starting here. Right, here's one I did, and I did this on an orange. The color, this color is called Faded Brick. And, this variegated yarn had this orange in it, so I thought, oh, it's going to look nice on that. See? Now, this one is a custom order, and they want it on a black hat. So that's going to be nice, like a rainbow, right? This one is all the neutrals, so I'm thinking about putting it on a gray hat. Go on a black or a gray hat, but I think I'll do that on a gray hat. And I'm not sure about this one yet. Maybe this color blue. As I love or this aqua, right? Could be on a tan hat. Out of a 7-ounce skein of yarn, or maybe a variegated skein would be 6 ounces, I can get 3 snakes. So it's nice. You can make 3 snakes like this, put one on a black hat, one on a tan hat, and one on a blue hat, and just see which one sells first, and then you'll know what to do next time. I like this. This is like a very Medusa-esque thing there. This could be a strap for a bag. There's lots of things you can do. Okay, so when you get your snake as long as you want it, you just continue around doing that decrease, single stitch, decrease, single stitch until you've run out of stitches. And then you fasten off. And if you're sewing it to a hat, like I said, you need a length that is at least the length of the snake, because it's gonna, you're gonna sew it back, tack it here and there, like every couple of inches to the hat. So there, I hope you have fun with that. I'm gonna finish a little hot sauce here. Maybe put him on a red hat. Ooh. He'll be all different colors. Here's the color scheme he will be. He'll go from bright orange to brick red. Yeah, and then put him on a bright red hat. Somebody's gonna want that. You never know who you're making these things for when you make them, but they find them. They do. They really do. Well, thank you for playing with me today. I want you all to stay crafty. I want you all to visit fibermagic.com and see what I got going on there, and check out my book if you will. Like and subscribe. And when you make your snake, I want to see it on the Fiber Magic Craft Coven on Facebook. Okay? Alrighty, you stay crafty, y'all. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.